Hello world, it's Super Al. We are here today, March 16th, beautiful town of Saukville, Wisconsin. Saukville is a small little town 25 miles north of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and about 4 miles west of Port Washington, Wisconsin. Pegs in at about 4,200 people. We're going to take a little walk here through the downtown of Saukville, Wisconsin. Keeping it fairly local today. Haven't had a lot of time to go out and make videos, so keeping it close to home. In Saukville, established 1848. It was part of the town of Port Washington at one point, and they split off and established themselves in 1848 as the town of Saukville. The town wasn't actually incorporated until about 1915, but its history goes pretty far back, actually back to the Native Americans, as the town sits on the Milwaukee River, and it was a crossroads of two Native American trails, the Dakota Trail and the Green Bay Trail, which were pretty popular for the natives. And there was a William Payne, came to town here in 1848, and established a Stagecoach Hotel, which we will be passing here soon in a minute. The town has grown ever since. It was primarily an agricultural town at first, and until about the World War II era, all of a sudden became pretty much a manufacturing town, because it was just north of Milwaukee, a good spot to have factories, businesses. And that's their primary business here now, is manufacturing. There is still some agriculture outside of town, but they're pretty much a suburb of Milwaukee, bedroom community. It's pretty residential here. Nice little town to raise your kids. Cost of living is pretty cheap here. I saw houses priced from $200,000 on up. Their school system here is pretty good. Actually, it's pretty darn decent here in Milwaukee County. The kids can get a pretty good education here. I mean, there are problems with some of the schools, but it's better than Milwaukee schools. It's a quick commute to the city of Milwaukee. I-43 runs through here. Lake Michigan is only about 4 miles from here east, straight ahead from where we're looking here. There's plenty of recreation in this town. They have several parks, quite a few parks along the river, and just quite a few parks around town. They have a place called the Bog, Suburb Bog, where you can go hiking in there. There's like a swampy area. And there's quite a few golf courses around here. And the Harrington Beach State Park to the north, and a couple other state parks. Catamaran, that's not too far from here. So there's plenty of outdoor activity to do. We do have a few festivals here. I don't think there's any museums in town here. There's no museums in the town. But they do have quite a few good restaurants. I can tell you there are River Edge Inn, the Riverside Restaurant. They got good food. Michaelino's has pretty decent pizza. MJ's, which we just passed when I first started the video, they have good food in there. So there's a pretty good variety of food. The makeup of the town's 96% white. That's 0.7% African American, and about the same percentage of Asian, and the Latinos and other races make up the rest of the population of the town. It is a growing town. There are quite a few subdivisions that they're starting to make here. They've added quite a few apartments, and they're building a business park / entertainment center with apartments really close to north end over here on I-43. I'll be showing you a little later. Their downtown is pretty small. It kind of goes in a V shape here. This is the Veterans Park here. And there's not much to their downtown. We're going to walk up here to the Milwaukee River, which is the whole reason for this town being here, as they originally set up grist mills and stuff along the river. Those no longer exist. The river is still a good source of recreation activity. A lot of people like to kayak on the river, fishing. In the wintertime, I saw people on snowmobiles when the river froze over. There's quite a few people on RZRs and snowmobiles, so there's quite a few activities that you can do along the Milwaukee River. I've went down that river with my kids on inner tubes. I wouldn't recommend that because the water's pretty nasty, but I've done it. It was a good time. had fun. There are shallow areas. It's really shallow, the river up here, so you don't really have to worry about drowning or anything. It's pretty much stand up in the river and to your knees maybe. It gets deeper further as you go to toward Milwaukee, but up here it's all right. Good for kayaking. Right up here, this big brown house with the porch, that's the William Payne Stagecoach Hotel, original building. I do believe it is on the National Register of Historic Places. Don't think you can take tours of it. I think it's private residence or something. I'm not sure what they do with that, but that there is the building. It was built in 1848. It's still standing to this day. I'm sure Mr. Payne would be quite proud. Over there's Michaelino's Pizza. That guy's got good pizza. Pretty good pizza. Other than that, really not a whole heck of a lot going on here in Saukville today. It's about 40 degrees out. Sunday afternoon. St. Patty's weekend. Everybody's out in Wisconsin probably drinking green beer and eating beef all weekend. I had my share yesterday. I'm going to just walk up here to the river and this video here. Just said this town is pretty much residential. There's not much nightlife here or anything like that. It's pretty much bars. Not nightlife, you're going to have to go down into Milwaukee. It's not too diverse, but like I said, it is a great area, great place to raise your kids, and there is some diversity out here. I live really close to Saukville, so I can attest to that. Up ahead is I-43, main highway that goes back down to Milwaukee or up to Green Bay. And that's pretty much it for their downtown. Paying residents there. And see, it's still in good condition, being that old. I will say one thing about this town. If you were to buy a house on the river, please, please, please check to see if it's ever been flooded, because this river does flood. When the ice melts in the spring, it can jam up. Houses like this will be sitting in about 3 feet of water. So definitely take that into consideration if you were to come here and want to move here. Make sure, I would just stay away from the river if I was you and had a house. Pretty as it is, this river does flood. So, FYI. Other than that, it's a great little town. There's plenty to do around here. If you want the big city, it's only 25 minutes away. There's plenty to do in Port Washington. Saukville's more of a quiet place. Just kind of lay your head at night and, you know, hang out in the day if you need to. If you want to go do something more entertainment, you have to leave town, but you don't have to go far. Coming up here in the Milwaukee River. Little view. It's finally thawed out. It was solid about 2 weeks ago. People were still going on snowmobiles on here 2 weeks or so ago. Yeah, it's been warm for the last 2 weeks, but it was solid a couple weeks ago. So that's going to wrap it up here for my video, Saukville. I don't have too much this weekend. I've been pretty busy. But I hope you enjoyed yourself in this little tour. I got a few little snippets after this to show you. With that, I'll leave you. We're here at the eastern end of Saukville here. This is the Village Hall, the Municipal Center, and the police department is over here. You also have your gas stations right off of I-43 right here. Big box retail on the other side of the freeway with Walmart, Piggly Wiggly, Walgreens. And there's soon to be a development just north, just to the north of where we're looking here, which will be this way. And there's a bunch of apartments that they're making there, an entertainment complex, and some light manufacturing. This is Highway 33 here. Goes into Port Washington, and then as you see here, I-43, which you're taking to Milwaukee or Green Bay. Saukville Rail Yard here. A little grain elevator that's still standing and used for agricultural purposes. So we have that in town here still. It's part of the neighborhoods here. Train sign there that says Saukville. St. John's Church over here in the distance. Very nice area here. They can't go wrong at Saukville. Here we have Charter Steel in the distance, the largest manufacturer in Saukville. They make metal coils, wiring, and all kinds of metal products. Huge employer there. Sure, they pay fairly well. Could definitely get a job. So I'm going to wrap this video up here on the western end of Saukville, an industrial park here. As you can see around, there's plenty of small factories, light manufacturing, and Charter Steel's off to the north here. But there are plenty of jobs in this town. If you want to work, you don't mind working in a factory, getting a little dirty, or you have some kind of technical skills, this definitely could be a town for you. There is also agriculture around here, so if you want to farm, that you have that option too. But pretty much it's agriculture or service industry in this town. So I'll wrap this video up. I just wanted to say sorry I haven't really been busy with videos the last couple weeks. A lot of family time. A buddy of mine that's been in the hospital. And yesterday I wanted to get the St. Patrick's Day parade on film, but I ended up having to get some car work done. So it just hasn't been in the cards the last couple weeks. But as I've said in my other previous couple videos, we are going to get out on the road here soon for a road trip in about a month or so. And I got a trip coming up in a few weeks overseas. Hope to get up to the UP and have some more excellent videos to show you around America, around the world, wherever I be. So stay tuned to the channel. Sorry it's been a little slow, but I got something for you to enjoy this week. A little something closer to home. With that, I'm going to leave you. Hope you've enjoyed Saukville, learned a little something about this town. And we'll see you in the next video. It's Super Al, taking you places.